Feel the winds picking up with Snyder and JT. Scopes on the turf where the next legends will be. Big college games light the sky with pride. We're breaking down every move from every side. A draft storm is coming, you can feel the rush. Sports 5 all got you covered, no need to hush. No better place to find your NFL draft prospects. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Player of the week spotlight steals the show. Underdog upsets make the headlines grow. We scout every snap, every breakout star. Turn raw talent into futures that soar far. Snyder's got his beer and his opinion runs loud. Check our top 25. Draft storm is here, no fear. We'll take the wheel and steer through the fiercest phrase. Fueling our draft storm with the passion we make. From campus turf to stadium roar, we separate the signal from the lore. In the swirl of rumors, we speak the truth. Tune in now, draft storm's your proof. Draft storm is coming, you can feel the rush. Sports 5 all got you covered, no need to hush. No better place to find your NFL draft prospects. Draft prospects. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Growth of it, Josh Yokai. If it weren't for sports, how would we survive?
All right. Good evening. Welcome to the Draft Storm. We are on tight ends this week. Before we get in and bring on my esteemed colleague, let's get into who our special advertiser today is. It's Lucky 13s. It's a good segue too. Lucky 13s is a bar in Baldwin. I'm going to tell you something right now. If you want great food at bar prices, go to Lucky 13s in Baldwin, man. They got quesadillas, wings. That's wing night tonight. Quesadilla wings. They got wraps. They got pizza. They got a little bit of everything. Great food, great price, great fries as well. And the great part of Lucky's is they're also going to be sponsoring and hosting the draft party in 2026, April 23rd. Free pizza. There's going to be swag bag. There's going to be door prizes, baskets. 75 people, private party, $40 a person. You can't beat the price for what you get. You'll get your money back and swag alone and food. So come out, have an enjoyable evening. Listen to us talk about the draft picks. Hopefully the Steelers they have 12 draft picks. You never know what's going to happen there. So Steelers could pick anywhere in that first round. So get out to Lucky 13s. Also, we got some raffle tickets on sale, $5. Ben Kindle, Penguin rookie autographed jersey, or Jared Jones, that's his rookie jersey. He changed his number this year to 17, but that's his rookie jersey, autographed as well. If you win, get to take your pick who you want. We'll have two winners as we pick the jerseys out that night as well. In that, let's bring in my esteemed colleague. He's looking. I had to cancel last night. I was a little tired, I admit, but we're back tonight. Tight ends, good tight ends. What's going on, Snyder?
Oh, another fun-filled day in the life.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
And don't worry about it. Steelers aren't going to have a first-round draft choice.
You think they're going to give it up?
They're going to trade for my boy out of Jacksonville.
Oh, B. Thomas, BTJ.
Yep.
I am hearing that. I'm also
That's
hearing
my guess.
rumors. I'm also hearing rumors the Steelers had a big meeting with Caleb Downs. He's like a top 5 pick. So
Well, they had a meeting with him. That was one of their meetings they're allowed at the combine. They
Yeah,
had one with.
They had one with Drew Aller too. So that just
Yeah,
goes to
it's
show
one
you
of the
that.
40. They're allowed 45. That was a couple of the guys they did take meetings with.
Jay Tizzle, Terry Walker, how you doing, man? You're UCLA. I did a UCLA baseball prospect. He's gonna be the first pick of the MLB draft, and I saw you on that right away. You're on everything UCLA. How you doing tonight? Tonight we're doing tight ends, though, Schneider. I'm hearing different things. There's some talent out there. There's a couple guys that are sort of picking up steam um, as we get closer to combine, and that, which the combine did start today, as you were talking about off the air with defensive tackles and linebackers. So at the end of this week, we will know who has helped their stock and who is maybe hurt their stock or just stayed the same. That's what usually happens. How much, as a person that's been following this the last like 10 years, how much do you put in a guy having a real good combine?
Not a lot.
I'm
mean,
the same way.
You sort of watch what they did during the year. It's just sometimes these guys get misused in college or don't play the right position or play in a crappy offense or defense. And they show some extreme skills, and then you got to sort of figure out if they can play that in the NFL in a different variety of positions. That's the tough part for them.
I agree, because I mean, I always use this as the example, and I've used it many times. Is Anthony Richardson had one of the best combines a quarterback could possibly have. He ran great, threw unbelievable, but I mean, you saw what happened. I mean, you got to look at the playing, what they do on tape as much as you do with anything else. I mean, it's nice.
That's true, but I mean, quarterback's also very different. Quarterback's a lot more mental game than a lot of other positions out there where they can rely on pure athleticism. Quarterback, you got to be able to read something too.
But you've sort of seen that with receivers though as well. I mean, a receiver just runs a really fast time.
You see that a lot, yeah.
And you're seeing these small guys though, like they don't really have any their hands and everything ain't really showing on tape, but they ran a run a really good 40. So it's like, what do you?
Well, that's why the 6'3" guys who run 4.3 40s get drafted very high, because there's not many of them.
That's true. Like, I mean, like looking at some of the names like Xavier Worthy, John Ross, Henry Ruggs. I mean, you look at the top three guys right there.
Yeah, they're all small.
They're all small, and they all really haven't done much. I mean, I can't. It's sort of hard to say.
Ruggs did, but it's not what you want.
Yeah, Ruggs got arrested. Worthy still has the potential, I guess. Ross was a bust, and the fourth fastest guy, which many people probably don't realize, but it's Marquise Goodwin. He did a little bit here and there, but nothing what you'd think. But you're right. If you're 6'3" and you can improve you can get that time. But what do you say? Like in the 4.4s, even low 4.5s, you can get.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you want 4.4s, 4.3, and 4.4. You're a first round pick. 4.5. There's plenty of 4.5 guys. They're out there everywhere.
At 6'3", 6'4"?
Oh yeah, there are plenty of them. You're gonna see them in this draft. A couple of them are gonna get overdrafted again.
So we're gonna go into the tight end, Snyder, and I think we're both gonna be. I think it's safe to say who. Would you say there's probably one guy that has potential going first round?
Probably only one.
And
I don't see any others. But yeah.
It's not even a guarantee, right? And we're talking about
more than likely. It's very high probability.
We're talking about Sadiq from Oregon, right?
Yeah. Yes. There's very high I'd be surprised if he did not go first round. I don't think he's going early.
No, a guy like him's a great.
First half.
Now he's a great pick, like that 22 to 32 range. And team that's already sort of established as maybe a playoff team that needs a tight end. It's not a bad pick there to get the best at that position. But I agree with you. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody even knocking on. I don't see many knocking on the second round door, to tell you the truth. Maybe 2 or 3, and 3's being a high possibility. But
that's probably really reaching.
But let's talk about Sadiq. He's 6'3", 245. He's sort of built like a receiver. He sort of has that seam ability. Like, he's gonna be able to stretch the seams down the middle. He's not real big. I mean, if you look at him on tape, he looks like a receiver. You wouldn't know he's a tight end. Like if you see a picture of him. Well, yeah, he's a little too heavy for a receiver, but he's like, when you look at him though, he doesn't look like a guy that's going to be able to sit there and you know, being much of a blocker, which I don't think he's going to
But
be much of a
he's not a
blocker.
blocker at all. Don't even worry about that. If you expect him to get on the line and block, you picked the wrong guy.
But he's a guy,
He's gonna be a split tight
yeah,
end, and if someone tries to play him differently, they made a bad pick.
yeah, he's definitely gonna be a guy that splits up on the end, and he's got some speed. Like I say, he's got the seam. He's gonna be a nice guy to watch him run. Um, if he can run something like, you know, really tip the skills running this week, he could possibly, and I'm saying possibly, maybe be a top 15 pick. That's about as high as he's gonna go. Though I don't think he's gonna go any,
Yeah, I don't see him
especially with the defensive
going
players
up
in
those
this
boards
draft.
real quick.
But I do like Sadiq. Um, Here's that Ralph. Just in, Arval Reese ran a 4.47 and a 40. That
That's
guy's pretty
strong.
much he's pretty much going to solidify. He's right there. He's going to be one of the top 2 defensive players off the board. We've been talking about that. We'll get into him. I think next week we'll start with the edge rushers next week. We'll do edge and defensive tackles to double up on the D lineman next week. But Reese is a stud. Reese is a line. I guess he could play. He's telling me he was a linebacker, so I guess one of them guys, an outside linebacker edge, right? That's what you call him.
He's gonna be a linebacker or a 3-4 linebacker, whatever you want to call it.
Number 2 to the Jets, Ralph says. Hey, you never know, man. The Jets
But there's plenty of other guys they could take there too.
Jets just made a trade today too. A little, not a shocking
Yeah.
trade, but they traded make some trades. Some
Big
moves
guy
are
for
starting to
an edge.
happen. Starting to happen here in the draft. So we got Sadiq. Are you on the same? I don't know if you're looking at my numbers or my picks on the website, but are you an Eli Stowers fan as like the number 2 guy?
Nope. I
Then
am
you're
not.
Max Clare.
I am a Max Clare guy at number 2.
6'5", 243. I had them both 2-3, both going in the second round. Claire is a bigger boy than a bigger. He looks more the part of the other than the other 2. He's 6'5", 243. He's another guy. His receiving profile more than blocking. Don't tell me. I mean, he's got the body to block though, but he's a better
He's
receiver.
not good, but he's not terrible.
Nah, he's a guy that you can actually probably use either way though. But
Yeah.
he's another guy that has upside as a seam threat. So he's bigger, 6'5", and he weighs a little bit less than Sadiq. So that's
Yeah, he has a frame that he can put a little on.
yeah, he could be a 250, 255 guy if you wanted. Eli Sowers is a guy that I've been writing about for a couple of years. He's been a solid tight end to Vanderbilt the last couple of years. He's just a guy. He did a ton of production in college. Not that always translates, but he was the favorite target of the kid from Vanderbilt. So he was a guy that was probably he was getting thrown the ball a ton there in Vanderbilt. That was his.
That's because he's that slot guy again.
Yep. Yeah, he's a smaller guy.
He's a little taller, a little heavier. He's not a wide receiver. He's not really a tight end either. That's what they call him.
Yeah, and he's an inch taller than Sadiq, but he's also 10 pounds
Lighter.
less. So yeah, there's a weird little builder for them 3. So there's really not a breakout star. One thing we've talked about in the past, Snyder, with tight ends is it's good for a young quarterback to have that young tight end or that good tight end, not a young tight end,
100%.
like almost like a what you used to call it?
Security blanket.
Security blanket. Man, your receivers aren't open. You're getting rushed. There's that big tight end over the middle. I think that's something here in Pittsburgh we didn't use enough with Freiermuth when we had just use
Washington a lot though. They did use Washington a lot for that. So.
Well, this past year, but that was with a 42-year-old quarterback as well. I meant when we had the younger quarterbacks. I thought that we could have used we could have set the offense up to have a Freiermuth become more of an offense. But you do see that in the NFL though. You hear about quarterbacks that come into the league that are now veterans, and they said, "Hey, man, I had."
Oh, especially red zone. You get down and deep. You got a big guy. You get a 6'5" target.
And out of them 3, I mean, Max Clare is the one that has the potential to be that red zone big guy, can line them up all over the place, and I'm really interested in these 3 guys' speeds because I mean, if Clare can really put a good time up with his height and that, I mean, he could. I mean, maybe he can pass Sadiq, but I really don't see that. I think Sadiq is the only number one.
I think Sadiq's anyone going number one. I don't even think anyone else has a shot.
Even though I have this guy number 6, Snyder, I think he has the one that I'm hearing the most about coming into this
How did we
combine.
get to 6?
Well, no,
Holy crap.
I'm actually going to move this guy up right now, just based on
okay.
just based on his
Man, I missed something.
no. This is based on. I think this is the guy that has the most he has the most trek coming into this, the most talk about, and people want to see him run, and he's 6'5", 245 out of Georgia, and that's Oscar Delp. Do you have him up in your
He's not my top 5. I have a top 5, then a bunch of guys.
Okay.
He's in my bunch of guys.
I want to throw Delp out there right now as a guy that is showing a lot of there's a lot of momentum with him. I don't know if people are saying they're interested in him. Georgia tight ends are sort of seems like there's one that comes out every year. I mean, he was the backup to Bowers and stuff like that. So we'll see. People seem like they're getting high on him. Is your 4
He's a smaller
or 5?
guy too, though. He's not real big.
He's 6'5", but he's 245. I
didn't think he was 6'5". I thought he was a 6'3".
I have him down at 6'5".
I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I might have been thinking someone else.
No, I'm looking him up right now. He's 6'5", 245.
Okay.
You're 4 or 5. Does either of them, the kid from Baylor or the kid from Texas?
Texas is number 5 for me.
Jack Endries.
Yep.
Okay, I have him at number 5 as well. So we'll talk about him right now. 6'4", 240. Another smaller guy, though, man. And is this a new style of tight ends? You think?
Well, it's the passing game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants 280-pound tight ends. You want guys who can get downfield a little bit.
In the 5th round, where do you have Endries? Round 3? I have him 3 or 4, like in that range.
I have about 4, maybe 5.
Okay.
I think at this point, there's so many of these guys that are so similar that it's just going to be personal preference. Who does one guy like over the next because of some small little trait? Does one guy block better? Does one guy catch better? Does one guy run a little bit better? It's just, I think it's a lot of team preference at that point.
I think his speeds might actually come in. Like I said, I think Claire has a lot to. I think if Claire could put up a really good number running, I think people might be like, man, 6'5", that speed has the body.
If he runs a big number, he's the 2 or I think he'll be 2 or 3 off the board to me.
I agree with that. Schneider, he said, Ralph says, for your information, Schneider was a tight end in high school to Benny Friedman. I don't get it. I don't get the joke.
I don't even know who Benny Friedman is, so
I don't either. Ralph, I don't get it, brother. So who is your number 4?
Number 4, I got a little bit of a long shot. Guy out of Wyoming. That John Michael Gillenberg. Big kid.
Yeah, I can
6'5", 250.
Yeah, I can say he didn't make my top 10.
He's a big kid. A lot of athleticism, they say.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out a lot more at the combine with him. But he looked really good at the Senior Bowl and all that stuff. So,
well, I think
he's my long shot.
I think after the 6 that we have here, and that's including Delp, my number 4 is actually, we didn't name him, but I like Michael Trigg out of Baylor.
He's on my bunch of other guy list.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think honestly, I think the top 3 we talked about.
You don't have my top 3 yet.
Well, who's your number 2?
Claire's number 2. You don't have my number 3 yet.
Yeah, who's your number 3?
Roosh out of Stanford.
No, we got some different numbers. We got definitely some different.
That's why I said it's a lot of different guys in this tight end group.
Yeah, I think it might separate. I'm doing the draft guy. I think it's gonna separate itself after this combine a little bit, hopefully. I got one thing I got is I tape the receivers and the tight ends. I like to see how the tight ends, what they look like running and catching. But I do like I mean, the more I think about it, I think Claire and Sadiq are definitely they're the cream of the crop, if you could say that about this class. But a couple other guys that I had in here that they're all small though. Man, I'm looking at it right now. Actually, my number 10 guy is only 6'2", 243, which is crazy for a tight end. That is Raleigh Nowakowski out of Indiana. I got him going like 5th or 6th round. Just other names: Justin Jolly, NC State, 6'3", like
I looked
250.
at him, but he didn't get on my list, but he was there.
Josh
You got the
Cuevas
kid
from
from A and M.
Alabama.
You got the kid from A&M, that Nate Boerkamer.
Nah, he didn't make my top 10 either.
See, there's a lot of different guys. Did you get the Tanner Kozoil Houston?
Nope. I got Daquan Wright from Ole Miss.
I don't have him. Do you
I
have
got
Joe Royer from Cincy?
No, I got Josh Cuevas from Alabama.
He didn't make mine. Do you have the Matt Hibner from SMU?
No,
So
my
that's what I said. We're that best. That's how much difference there is right there.
yeah. So tight ends are going to be a dime a dozen, man. There's nobody. Put it this way, people. There's no Brock Bowers. There's no. There's no Kyle Pitts. There's nobody that's really gonna. You never know though. You might get that guy. Wait, here we go. Friedman played in the 30s. That's what Ralph said. He played in the 30s. Benny Friedman.
Say that Ralph will remember him. He was probably a high school teammate.
Yeah, Ralph, you're older than both of us. But the tight ends they're not. This ain't a real big class this year, people. I think what we've noticed so far, Snyder, you can probably agree. We've done all the position players, and actually next week I lied. We're gonna do offensive linemen next week. We're gonna do centers, guards, and tackles. Then get into the defense. We talked about this. Quarterbacks we gave a C. Running backs we gave like a B minus. Receivers I think we gave like a B. This tight end class got to be like a C minus, right? Maybe a C, just a normal.
Yeah, there's not. It's a lot of potential, but not much. Not many guys are going high.
So what we're noticing in this draft, and this is if you guys are following along with this, once we get past the offensive linemen, I think we're going to notice the shift. The shift is the defense right now.
Oh yes,
the defense is way. It's definitely a defensive draft. I know we have this you have this like every 3-4 years, but this is definitely one of the better defensive drafts we've had. Probably, man, it would have been the Garrett draft. I mean, it may not be that long, but it's been a while.
D-line's loaded. You got a couple linebackers. You got some corners and safeties.
You might have one of the best. You might have one of the best safeties to come out in the last couple of years, honestly, with Downs and there's a couple of linebackers I really like. I know.
Well, there's two of them could go top 5.
Yep, and I know there's. I mean, I know you got on me about my list because of Jacob Rodriguez. We'll get to that when we get to that show. But there's a lot of talent, and a lot of different angles coming from the defensive side in this draft. I mean, you have linebackers that are just game changers fast. You have guys like Rodriguez and a couple other guys that just they're almost, you can write them in for 100 tackles a year. They're them kind of guys, and you got the edge rushers this year are there, man. Like, you tell the edge rushers are keeping pace with the quarterbacks and the wide receivers these last couple of years.
Have to.
That's what you're saying. And cornerbacks, I don't know if this is a down year for the corners, but I don't know if this is like one of them really big.
I don't know if it's a great one, but there's some good ones.
Yeah, it's not that big. There's another one that Ralph talks about. Sonny Styles. Styles is looking good. I mean, Ohio State's just.
He could. Ohio State could have 3 guys going in the top 5. It's very possible.
3 defensive players, right?
Yes, they could have 3 guys going in the top 5,
and they could have 4 in the top 7 or 8 if you get Tate in there. As the first wide receiver. That's crazy. But you're right. You can have Styles, Caleb Downs, and Reese. Just go boom. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, once a quarterback goes, you can see 3 Ohio State players go in a row, which could seriously happen. It's definitely a defensive draft. Next week when we do the offensive lineman, you're going to see there's some talent at the offensive line position. I actually think the interior offensive line this year is. I think the guards might actually be. I'm not gonna say they're better than the tackles, but I think there might be a better future. You might have more Pro Bowls come out of the guard position this year than the tackles, and we'll get into that next week. A couple of players, I know you know the one pretty well from Penn State, so we'll talk about that.
Well, he's Ralph
just said that
first rounder.
Styles hit a 4.47 too, so yeah, I mean, I can't wait till I'm gonna watch this tonight. It'll be taped. I'm watching the Pens now, but I'll be watching the thing. And if you ever get to go to Indianapolis, it's great because today's the defensive backs, or I'm sorry, the linebackers, defensive tackles, It all builds up to Saturday because that's the quarterbacks,
Yep,
receivers, and
running
then you
backs,
got
wide receivers.
and then Sunday you got the. I never got to stay till Sunday. I never got to watch the offensive linemen, so I was sort of mad. But
I'm sure you're upset about that one.
it's sort of fun watching them. But the receiver one, the quarterback one's pretty cool to watch in person because you see guys just unleashing stuff. And it's a
Oh,
phenomenal
there's a
event.
few big arms. There's a couple big arms there. Don't worry about that. There's some guys who can leash some balls. It's just are they any good?
And when's the last time the number one quarterback of the draft is ever thrown at these things?
Recently, not often. I can't tell. I
I,
mean, they used to do it all the time, but
yeah,
anymore,
I don't think there's anything positive for them to really get out of that. They
not
you know
really.
you could rest up, do your thing, do
You have a chance
your
of getting
pro,
hurt.
do your pro day where you can
Yeah.
basically script it. So I've been to a couple
Yep.
pit pro days and they're scripted, man. Like the players that want to do what they want to do, they could do it. They know what they have to show. I was there last year whenever Ben Sauls was basically the main guy they were working with. He was kicking like 60 yarders indoors just to show
Hmm.
the scouts what he had. Um, so Snyder next week offensive tackles. But before we get going, once again, there's the draft party April 23rd. Gonna have a bunch of us up on the dais talking football draft. A couple companies donating baskets. Couple, like I said, pizza is gonna be given out. We're gonna have appetizers, chips, dips, stuff like that. It's gonna be a great day. It's a faster first round too, so it might not even be to 11 o'clock this year. It depends on how the NFL runs it, but there's less time in between the picks.
Yes. 8 minutes. 8
Yeah,
minutes.
the Steelers might be, the Steelers could be a team that moves around. And like you said, they might even have a first rounder if the
Hopefully
rumors
not.
about.
I want to
That's
see
an,
BTJ.
hey, BTJ and
Hey, if they're going to spend it on a wide receiver, I'd rather trade for one.
I better get one that I know about too. I have no problem with that.
Yep.
I like that too. Instead of drafting a guy like Lemon or one of them guys, if they
Yep.
would slide, and there's not even a guarantee like we talked about that. If three receivers go before we pick, then you're basically getting that next tier receiver anyways. So there's the draft party the 23rd. Don't forget too, guys. I have 500 tickets I'm selling for this. There's Ben Kindle autographed, Jared Jones autographed. Ben Kindle's been putting up some big numbers here as a rookie. He's not Sidney Crosby by no means, but it's a nice jersey to have as a rookie. Jared Jones is bouncing back this year because the Pirates are going to win the division. Schneider, we're going to go case of beer on this. So
You don't
I'll
want
owe
to do that
Schneider.
again.
I'll owe Schneider 4 cases of beer before the end of the year. But nah. Jared Jones is supposed to be back late May this year, so he's bouncing back from his arm surgery last year. But Ben Kindle, Jared Jones, you got the draft party. Then Lucky's again, like I said, they were a sponsor of this show tonight. They do a great job. I mean, if you go there, I'm being honest when I tell you this, and I go to a lot of bars in the area. And I have Spoonwood's. It's called Toffee Coffee. It's a caramel cinnamon coffee, which I love. So I go there too. But there's not a place. There's not a place with better price and better food than Lucky's, man. You can go in there. They have some specials each week. You can get like a $5 pizza one night. You can get and it's a $5 pizza. It's actual pizza that you 4 pieces. You also can get wings for 75 cents. They have fries. They have quesadillas. So you can't go wrong there for the price. So get out to Lucky's. They're on Prospect Road, and that's where the draft party is. And then also March 1st, we're gonna start really expanding the universe with different things. Phil's Place comes to the website. He's actually got a link on there right now. You can about see some different podcasts from Philip Clark where he talks to local people, businessmen, everything. It's not just going to be sports. He'll be like our little bit of a news affiliate. We're also going to have a fitness guy that talks about what people could do to get in shape, stay in shape. We also have another
I can
guy.
tell them how to do that.
Yeah, what's that?
I can tell them how to do that.
Yeah, I could do that. Drink beer
Yeah.
and Ralph's buddy from Rock and Renegades is definitely a part of it too. But another guy, Ralph's buddy John's going to be doing one call of the game where he's going to have some interviews with some ex NFL players and also like some ex or some people, Pittsburgh media. He's got Jim Wexel, a Steeler writer, is going to be his first guest. So we have some different things coming onto the universe. So stay tuned for that. We have a basketball podcast too, and I have a writer now from DC named Brandon Walker. He's been doing a bunch of DC stuff, Maryland games, Washington Wizards. So Sports Five will trying to get out there a little bit more, get more involved with like the drafting stuff, and not just talk about the Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, but still gonna stay local for the local people, but get further out for the draft, and not just talk Steelers. Me and Snyder here in about, we're getting closer, Snyder. About 2 weeks, we'll probably meet up. We'll meet up at his house, have about 10 beers, and then we're gonna go back and forth. We'll do our mock draft. Our mock draft, I'll write it up. We'll put it up on the website, and then we'll talk about it during the podcast. So basically, Snyder, I think from here on out, we're gonna start doing 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and we're gonna work 2 positions from here on out. So next week we'll do the whole offensive line. That should easily be what we could do. And then we'll start doing defensive tackle, defensive line, and then we'll do linebackers, cornerbacks, and then safeties. And your favorite thing you like to talk about, and I know you get an hour out of that, is punters and kickers. So
do they get drafted?
If you want to make Schneider mad, you tell him your team should take a kicker in the 6th or 7th round, and he will just yell at you and put you down for that. But Snyder, Draft Storm, everybody out there, thank you. Lucky 13s, thank you guys so much. Please, guys, get on the website, check out my Venmo, check out what to do for the tickets. Once March hits here, I'm going to go hard and heavy, getting people to come to this party. We're going to have a couple contests on at Lucky's to give some tickets away. So follow us and get ready for the NFL draft party. And Schneider, get ready for the offensive lineman next week. And we'll be hooking up for some beers here sooner than later, and going over, especially after the combine, we'll start getting our first round.
Oh yeah, once you get a little better idea of stuff, no doubt.
And the best part about that hour podcast of us going back and forth with the mock draft is great, because when we don't agree with something. And how do you want to do it this year, Schneider? We both just do our own 32 and talk about them, or do you want to just go back and forth?
We'll figure it out yet.
All right, guys. Thank you, Terry out there. Here's to the UCLA Bruins, to a better season this year. I guess it can't be worse, right?